The studio lights dimmed, and the audience buzzed with anticipation as Caroline Leavitt, a charismatic political commentator known for her captivating insights, took her place at the center of the stage. Tonight's live interview was set to be groundbreaking, centered on the sudden announcement of Robert Prevost as the new pope. Just weeks into his papacy, Prevost had garnered attention not only for his humble beginnings but also for his inspiring vision for the church, which had sparked curiosity and debate worldwide. Caroline leaned in, her voice steady yet infused with excitement. Tonight, we'll explore the profound words of Pope Robert Prevost that have resonated far beyond the walls of the Vatican. As the audience electrified with curiosity, they were unaware they were on the verge of witnessing a moment that might send shockwaves through the global community. As the interview commenced, Caroline highlighted Prevost's unconventional background. Born into a modest family, he had dedicated his life to community service, adopting a grassroots approach that contrasted sharply with the traditional image of the papacy. "What do you believe your upbringing has taught you about leadership?" Caroline asked, her tone inquisitive. Prevost, with his trademark humility, responded, "My early experiences taught me the importance of listening to people's needs. Leadership is not about authority, it's about service. I want a church that serves its flock, particularly the marginalized." Caroline nodded, recognizing the impact of his words. "That's a powerful sentiment. You've often spoken about the church's role in addressing social issues. How do you envision this transformation taking place?" Prevost articulated his vision with clarity, emphasizing the need for the church to engage more actively in social justice issues. "The church must be a beacon of hope," he declared. "We have a moral obligation to advocate for the vulnerable, whether it's poverty, climate change, or promoting peace in conflict areas. Faith without action is empty." Delving deeper, Caroline posed a question about the challenges he anticipated facing within the Vatican itself. Some might argue that the traditional structures of the church are resistant to change. How do you plan to navigate these complexities? Prevost smiled thoughtfully. "Change is often met with resistance, but I believe in dialogue. It's crucial to engage with those who have differing views and to create an environment where all voices are heard. I'm here to lead by example, demonstrating that transformation starts with open conversations." The audience was palpable with tension and excitement as Caroline shifted the focus to Prevost's approach to interfaith relations, another cornerstone of his early papacy. "You have spoken about the importance of unity among different faiths. Can you elaborate on your plans in this regard?" "Unity doesn't mean uniformity," Prevost explained. "We have to recognize and celebrate our differences while finding common ground in our shared humanity. I intend to foster collaboration among various faith communities, especially in addressing pressing global issues." As the conversation unfolded, Caroline posed further inquiries into Prevost's innovative ideas for revitalizing the church and engaging younger generations. She emphasized the need for relevance amidst a rapidly changing world. "What measures do you think will resonate with the youth today?" Prevost's eyes brightened with enthusiasm. "The youth are calling for authenticity and action. We have to meet them where they are, using digital platforms, addressing their concerns about social justice and climate change, and showing that faith can be an integral part of their activism. We must make the church a place where they feel they belong." The interview reached a crescendo as Caroline pressed one final, poignant question. "If you could leave your mark on the church, what would you hope to be remembered for most?" Pope Prevost paused, his expression solemn yet hopeful. "I want to be remembered as a leader who fostered love and compassion. A pope who reminded the world that our shared humanity and the care we extend to one another are the true essence of faith." As the lights began to fade, Caroline smiled, aware that the conversation they had shared would undoubtedly resonate far beyond the studio. The audience erupted into applause, the room filled with a sense of hope and a renewed understanding of what leadership could look like in the church. Little did they know, Robert Prevost's papacy might very well signal a new chapter, one that could change the dynamics of faith in the modern world forever. This was more than an interview, it was the beginning of a movement. Caroline's engaging presence piqued the viewer's interest. She began recounting Pope Prevost's journey, a story filled with humility and resilience that many had never encountered before. Born in the United States to a modest family, Robert always felt a calling that transcended the ordinary. Prevost's rise to the papacy is nothing short of extraordinary, Caroline narrated. From his early days as a priest serving local communities to becoming a cardinal, each chapter of his life contributed to a deeper understanding of hope, faith, and compassion. As she detailed his service in various capacities, Caroline highlighted Prevost's unique approach to leadership, one centered on inclusivity and dialogue. The audience hung on her words, still fascinated by how a man of humble beginnings could suddenly become the spiritual leader of over 1 billion Catholics. As the interview continued, Caroline skillfully transitioned to a more pointed topic: Pope Prevost's vision for the Church in the modern world. What does he believe is the greatest challenge facing the Church today? She asked. In response, she played a recording of a recent live address by Prevost himself, where he tackled critical issues such as climate change, poverty, and the Church's positions on social justice. "We must leave our doors open," his gravelly voice resonated in the studio, not only to parishioners but to everyone in search of truth and love. "We must lead by example." Caroline paused, letting the gravity of his words sink in. "This is a radical departure from traditional doctrine," she said, her tone full of intrigue. Prevost's vision is not about clinging to past ideologies but about evolving to foster a community grounded in love and connection. What does this mean for the future of the Church? The audience held their breath as Caroline reflected on Prevost's bold approach. His willingness to engage with controversial topics and bring them to the forefront is unprecedented, she pointed out. Instead of shying away from difficult conversations, he embraces them, encouraging dialogue rather than division. Through his recent addresses, Prevost had also emphasized the need for acceptance and understanding across different faiths and communities. He believed that collaboration was essential in today's world. "When we speak with love and understanding," he said, echoing his earlier sentiments, "we create more bridges than walls." Caroline's eyes sparkled as she shared anecdotes of individuals from diverse backgrounds responding positively to Prevost's leadership. From young activists working on climate issues to older generations seeking solace and connection, she said, Prevost's approach appears to resonate with many. As her time in the segment drew to a close, Caroline reiterated the urgency of Prevost's message, a message that echoed like a clarion call. "He's challenging the status quo," she declared, inviting all of us to reconsider not only how we view the Church but also how we can contribute to a more compassionate world. The studio audience erupted into applause, recognizing the transformative potential hidden within Prevost's words. Caroline smiled. "So, what does this mean for the Church of the future? Can Prevost's vision usher in a renewed era of love and unity?" As viewers watched, they found themselves contemplating not just the Church but their own lives. Could they embody the spirit of inclusivity and compassion, inspired by their new Pope? The show wrapped up with the audience buzzing about the profound impact that Robert Prevost could have, leaving them eager for what the future might hold. Caroline Leavitt, with her knack for storytelling, had not only kept her audience engaged but had also sparked a larger conversation about faith, leadership, and the responsibility we all share in building a better world. As the lights dimmed and the applause faded, the echoes of hope lingered, leaving many asking, "What will we do with this inspiration?" This story structure provides an engaging narrative that's easy to follow for a YouTube audience, highlights key themes related to the new Pope's leadership, and invites viewers to reflect on their roles in the ongoing dialogue about faith and community.